Hey, it's Paul from China Cash Buyers, and we are here on Bourbon Street on a very notorious area. So let's talk about today about cities that are not yet attractive to Chinese buyers. So what do you do? How do you get people interested? How do you get Chinese interested? How do you sell listings? Can you sell listings, I guess is the question, in areas like this that are not yet popular with Chinese buyers or even Chinese travelers, but they have a lot to offer, right? You know they have a lot to offer. You live there, you know the area. And this is a perfect example because New Orleans is an awesome area. We went out last night, just had a fantastic time. I actually did meet a couple Chinese out at the clubs. We went out to a couple jazz clubs and met a couple Chinese, one from Hong Kong and a couple from Beijing, and they loved it here. So the area is nice. I mean, you got the jazz. Basically, the Chinese viewpoint about New Orleans is like this: good food, right? Good music. If you look on the blogs, if you ask a lot of Chinese people, you'll kind of get it. This is the impression. There's good food, good music, very bad crime, and very bad schools. Nothing in the top 100. So these things are not attractive to a lot of wealthy, upper class Chinese who are moving over right now. But at the same time, you know, if you know New Orleans at all, you know this area is hot. I mean, eventually every, I would say, type of person wants to visit New Orleans once. And no matter what type of person you are, an investment banker or royalty, doesn't matter. You're going to love New Orleans. So you know that it's interesting, but it's not yet attractive. What can you do as a real estate agent without you don't have a lot of marketing budget? Obviously, you can't market the city of New Orleans, but what can you do to attract people to your area and to sell houses to Chinese buyers? It's a tough one. It really is a tough one. I think the best way to start is to promote yourself as a New Orleans person. So everything in your blog, everything on your WeChat is all about New Orleans. So you're about New Orleans food. Videos are very powerful. And I tell you, the club we were in last night, the band went on for 4 hours and they were amazing. I mean, really, they were so good. If you know music, you would have loved it last night. It was absolutely, my mind was blown all night. It was melting. So those kind of things in video are just gold. Like last night, we had a real great feeling in the club, you know? And if I could have captured that on video and put that up on Yoku, it's like gold, because that gets you an insight of why people like New Orleans. That's what you want to give. Why do people like New Orleans? Whether it's, not any kind of people. So what you want to do is you want to capture, they say the charm points. What are the charm points of the city? You want to have them in a video and you want to have them in a graphic. And like the food and like the club last night was crazy, really, really fun. And you want to capture that in a video. You want to capture as much as you can about the education and as much as you can about the quality of housing. The other thing, the Chinese impression of New Orleans is good architecture. The architecture here is fantastic. And I would say this is one of the most cultured cities in America. So you want to capture that in your blog, in your posts, and in your pictures, and in your videos. So try to capture that culture, try to capture that excitement. Obviously, you can't sell something that people don't want. But you can attract the people that do want that. And I believe that New Orleans, especially from this angle, is going to be very hot. And the angle is Chinese tourism. Chinese tour groups are looking for something new. The latest thing, it used to be all Louis Vuitton bags. Now everybody wants an experience. They want to feel something. They want to be moved. So the people who are going to the North Pole, they're going to the South Pole, they're jumping out of airplanes. And New Orleans, it just hits you right in the gut emotionally, right? And that's what you want to capture. There's going to be 100 million Chinese tourists coming to America in the next few years. There was only 4 million so far this year, but it's growing all the time. Chinese tourists are really, this is the story of 2015 to 2020, is massive Chinese tourism. So these tour groups are going to come. So if you start to present yourself and you start to meet the people that come visit, this will be your beginning. You're building a long-term business and you're building yourself as the New Orleans agent, which is really, in my opinion, is a fantastic opportunity. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it's a get-rich-slow scheme. And I like those kind of schemes. So again, from Bourbon Street, signing off, Paul from China Cash Buyers. Get on our mailing list at ChinaCashDiaries.com to get your free mini course. And we will continue our journey, and we're going to 45 cities in America. We're interviewing Chinese people. We're finding out what it's really like to live in the city. We're trying to give you as much information as I can so that you can sell your listings to Chinese buyers and to improve your business. So thank you very much for watching.